In the Group 21 competition, Aberdeen is on top thanks to a win over Singleton. In other games, Muswellbrook upset Scone 38 points to 30, while Denman ensured Greater Branxton remains winless this season. The Newcastle All-Stars have completed their first double-header road trip of the Australian Ice Hockey League season, coming away with a maximum 6 points. Sitting at 4-all on Saturday against the Melbourne Ice, the visitors wound up securing a dramatic win over the defending champions.
And it's in! Newcastle win on the buzzer! Oh, you don't believe it!
Last night, Newcastle faced the Melbourne Mustangs on the same rink and managed another one-goal victory.
Reve off to the races. Reve moving in, he shoots and he scores!
Tom Edwards' roller coaster debut season in the World Supersport 300 Series continued overnight, with the Lake Macquarie teenager crashing out. Edwards was as high as 8th in practice, but made an early exit in the main event. He's been turning heads since arriving in Europe, impressing team bosses with his speed and skill. Starting from the 6th row of the grid, Edwards was aiming to finish a World Supersport 300 race for the first time.
And that, I'm afraid to say, is Tom Edwards who's gone down. So 3 crashes in 3 races for the young Australian. It just gets worse and worse for him.
His next event takes place in the UK on May 25. Better news for fellow Hunter rider Brock Parks, who helped Team Yamaha to a win at the Slovakia Ring 8-hour World Endurance Race. Parks rode first, starting second on the grid, and soon encountered issues with the bike. But after so many near misses at the event, his team was able to hold on for a hard-fought victory. Onto 4 wheels, and it was a tough trip to Victoria for Newcastle's Sage Murdoch in the Australian Prototype Series. He failed to finish race 1 when his new car had mechanical problems, then crashed out early in his replacement car in race 2. Team, that's our look at sport.
Thank you, Mitch. Next up, Gavin Morris joins us with the weather.
Tonight's weather report brought to you by water. Love water, save water.
Time to get the very latest on our weather now with Gav.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, we've got more dry weather on the way overall for the Valley. Now, the Valley needs rain. Let's begin with a look at Chaffey Dam. We'll be checking all of the catchments in just a minute locally, but Chaffey's still very healthy after that one massive rain event earlier in the year. Since then, hardly anything to report on. Most of the rain coming down in between Port Stephens and Seal Rocks over the past 24 hours. From that burst, which has moved offshore, the low, generating plenty of swell. The nation near cloudless again. This little system will clip in over the southeast. Other than that, nothing. Another monstrous high. This is a huge one, and this is going to negate any significant rain reaching the upper Hunter for the rest of the month. I'm afraid there is just no relief in sight whatsoever. Now, looking at tomorrow, southwesterly winds, milder conditions on the way, but dry right throughout all of our major cities, apart from the far southeast with that front passing. The heat has gone west, so now Perth is breaking heat temperature records, the hottest it's been this late in the season. It's been a little bit cooler locally, most locations escaping the teens, but the upper Hunter remained cool. There is moisture content about, and as the winds settle, we'll probably have some morning fog and mist over the next couple of mornings. Southwesterlies dominating, switching a little momentarily along the coast in the afternoon, but mostly that southerly influence remaining locked in place and keeping the showers at bay offshore. So we're looking at a dry day again across the region. Like today, temperatures mostly in the teens until we just crack the low 20s during the hottest part of the day. Another cold start, single digits right throughout the suburban areas, the lower Hunter, the upper Hunter as well. In for another cold start, dry day, a lot of sunshine inland. The only cloud to speak of, a couple of Hughes there along the coast mostly. Swell still big, solid. 3 metre swell there pumping in, combined with the southwesterly winds easing, so seas at only 1.5 metres. Big tides overnight this week due to the new moon. We're looking at 1.65 during the morning period for the high. Sun to rise 6:34 and down at about 5 o'clock. And looking ahead, that little front has to pass, might trigger a brief shower there for Wednesday. Otherwise, otherwise mostly fine. Maybe some coastal showers there over the weekend, thanks to a southerly continuing, but nothing whatsoever on offer for the Upper Hunter, and likely to remain that way, I'm afraid, for the remainder of May, thanks to one blocking high after another that is just going to dominate the majority of Australia. Central Coast also looking fairly dry and a very consistent run temperature-wise, also with these temperatures here nice and cool overnight and then topping out at around 20 degrees. This is our local catchments, how they're shaping up. Tomago, Grahamstown at 75% and a Bay there 52%. Look, we're fairly in good shape, fairly good shape at the moment really, with Lostock and Chester still at 100% and Glenbourne and Glennies over 70%. Let's take a look at surf vision now. Well, we are in for some big waves and it should start to settle and mellow a little bit. The wind's beginning to calm down and we'll have the southwesterly, so we should have some cleaner breaks throughout tomorrow. Nice backhand, getting nicely slotted there, well done. But yeah, obviously into those southern protected corners throughout the next couple of days, but cleaner conditions and the water temperature still hanging in there at about 20-21 as well.
Thanks, Gav, and that is our bulletin for this evening.
But today's show will have the latest headlines from 5:30 in the morning. Thanks for your company from all of us here.
Good night.
Good night.